Okay, guys. One trade that I like a lot for a run into earnings is SMCI. We've had a lot of luck with or we can call it luck. We've had a lot of success with the semis. We're crushing AMD. We crushed Intel, Nvidia, of course. SMCI is starting a daily squeeze, right? Um, it's got two dots in. The main levels for me here are basically eight. You can see these lower ones, 835 to 845. And then you have this upper level from 883 to 913. Now, the problem with playing the daily right now is you're not in the eight, you're not below the 80 MA, and you guys know that's the rules. You have to be below the 80 MA to buy this. Okay, understood. So if the end statement is if this pulls back below the 80 MA, I can start playing this as a daily TTM, right? Daily TPS squeeze. Well, what if it doesn't? Do I want to miss this trade if it decides to start pushing up into the 900,000 range before earnings? And the answer to that is no. So what's another way that I can play this? The other way that I can play this is, look, if we switch this over to a 30-minute chart, you can see we're in a squeeze, right? And that allows us to play the higher time frame. Here's your hourly squeeze, right? So you can choose, do you want to play the 30, do you want to play the hourly? So there's two trades here. If you want to be more cautious and say, you know what, if it doesn't pull back to these lower levels, I don't even want to play it. Great, that's fine. But if you do want to be a little bit more aggressive and say, I'm willing to take a shot at this and risk getting stopped out of this 30-minute hourly squeeze, then I will say, all right, if I get stopped out of this hourly squeeze, I'm going to buy it as it comes into this 850-ish level that we've got highlighted down here, right? You see this gap close? So that's your if then statement. So here, let's throw out the text. I'm going to play the TPS 30-minute, 60-minute chart. If I get stopped out, I will look to buy the dip to play the daily TTM squeeze into earnings on 8/13. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? Okay. So once you've developed, all right, you know, uh, buy zones and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to stop out below the lower Bollinger Band here on the hourly or 30-minute, whichever one you decide to play. What I would tell you is two things. One of two things is going to happen. Um, when this breaks down, and let's say it closes and stops you out, and it comes down to 872. Well, what happens if it doesn't come all the way back down to here and it starts to reclaim? What do you do then? Right? This is how you create plays. You have to create a plan for every possible scenario. And there is a possible scenario that we get stopped out and it doesn't come into our zone. Right? So what do you do then? What edge do I have that allows us to play this? The Bollinger Bands, they're whatever's normal. Period 20, standard deviation 2. So the edge that I would be playing here is a ref strat, right? So if this doesn't come in to my levels, obviously we're going to get some type of rev strat, right? Some type of break lower that is saying, you know what, we're reversing. So here's an example right here. There's a rev strat in play right now on the 2 hour, right? We broke down, maybe we're going to break up. So anytime that there's a failed breakdown, you're going to be able to find a rev strat within that time frame. Okay, so that's the plan on SMCI. And again, you can use options or the stock. For me though, on SMCI, I'm actually going to use options. I may do some shares. You know, I bought 900 shares of AVGO. You know, that's a $1,700 stock. I may get up to 1,000 shares of SMCI, but that would be it. I'm not going to get my normal, 10,000 shares, but I will do some options as well. If you don't want to lose out on, the earnings series, you'd have to go for next month's, probably the monthlies, but they're going to be expensive. And so you can still do call debit spreads, right? So you can buy the 850s and sell the 900s to lower your cost. So there's a million different ways you can play this, and you have to choose that according to your account size and strategy. Okay.